Hey fellas, Zem from Shrek Gaming, and I'm actually going to do a video on light tanks, scouting. I don't, uh, I'm actually trying to finish some of those missions for the T-55A, and it's been a long time since I actually played as light tank, so uh, bear with me on this. Playing with Jug, Mill, Mill's in his Tier 9 Chinese, and we got Jug in his T-49. And we have, quite a game here. Running over here to the one line. We're going to try to do a little spotting here for our TDs. Pick up some easy spotting damage. We have a 1390. The Ude's already been picked up. We push up, and typically we push up like this. This 1390, just skids for 1184. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to help Jug out here, and we ended up with another 1390 coming in to try to kill him. I tried to get in front of the 1390 and help Jug out, but it didn't quite work out that way. So now he's already out of tanks, or out of shells, so he's dead. Sorry, Jug, I really did. I tried. So push up. We finally got some TD cover. That's one of the problems with some of them slower TDs is they don't always get up here to do to help you in the amount of time that you're already up this way. So we've actually knocked out two of their light tanks, and now we've got knocked out two of their Tier 8 TDs. So, and if you watch me in the T30 video, this is actually typically the place I like to push. This is kind of the line I like to be on, just because of its, in my opinion, it's a little bit more important than the slugfest on the 890 line. And I'm playing in the light tank here. The thing about light tanks is that, the meta has gained so much in this, or meta has changed so much in this game, that you can still do the passive lights, but it's hard to do, especially with the view range and so many of these lights and medium tanks. And I tend to play my mediums or my light tanks, out as far as I can, but I prefer to be a little more aggressive and a little more active. It only takes one time to get spotted in a bush, and you're going to get wrecked. And as you see here, I'm trying to stay in cover as much as I can, pull up on these enemy tanks, keep them lit, doing what damage I can, and always trying to keep them lit. So we knock out everything but the Wheezy and the Bad Chat 25 ton or 12 ton and the Leopard 1. Those two guys ran away. So as I pull up here, I'm waiting for my TDs to get in position. Typically, as a light tank, you don't want to get out to the point where you don't have cover or cover fire. And if you're not having cover fire, there's no point in being out there lighting things, right? If nothing can shoot what you're lighting, why are you there? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Is I'm trying to stay in cover where I can't get shot, and enough where I can get out here and try to keep track of everything that's running around. I pull up, find the Leo, he's getting wrecked. Spot the 4043 on the backside. Kill the Leo. Got a Foch with me here. I can play a little bit more aggressive here now that I have a TD up there. I also have Mill behind me, so it's always nice, like I said, to have a clanmate or a teammate behind me, knowing full well what I'm going to be playing up here against. So not a whole lot I can do with this the Foch. He's up to this clip. Pull back a little bit, hide in the bush here, try to keep everything lit for Mill and RHM. that Wheezy 132-1, he's actually a pretty good player, so it's he's been just playing the backside here, trying to keep things lit. And that's kind of what I'm just sitting here doing too. Is this Foch is kind of out here in the open. I'm sure he's actually on an advantage too. So we're kind of waiting here for to make it kind of a spot on this E3 to show up here. Now I really don't have much, at least from the front, on this tank to actually pen him unless I get a nice shot on his undercarriage. So what you see me here trying to do is I'm trying to get him tracked. Foch pulls in. I'm not terribly sure what he thought he was going to do, especially if he bounces off the E3 with most of his clip. Actually, I don't even think he was loaded. So E3's like, nah, I got this. I dunk a shot off the side, but that's alright because I'm on his ass. Put a shell into him, knock him out, leaving the Wheezy 132-1. I got a Sheridan with me. Put a shell into him. He's actually, this is actually some rubber damage for me because he's essentially just hanging out here waiting to kill that Sheridan, which lets me finish him off and back on the road again here. So, you see me, like I said, I'm a big active fan of passive scouting, and you'll see in this next video too as well. With these tier 9 mediums the way they are, it's a lot easier to play them more like the medium than on an actual light tank. And of course, your job as a light tank is, of course, keeping spots. I had 2,500 spotting on this game, just essentially driving around and trying to keep things lit for Mill Hill. And like I said, as a scout tank, that's kind of your job. And this is my big pet peeve with light tanks, is not staying alive until the end of the game. You do get caught out in the open. Sometimes you just get wrecked, but you see a lot of light tanks that'll push too far and make an early mistake, like real early in the game, and then they're dead. And if you can't stay alive, as long as possible, it's hard to keep that constant lighting for your teammates. And that's always kind of a sign of a good light tank players, is that they're one of the last guys still alive in the game. So something to remember. So I got one more video, once again playing the RU-251, so we'll be bringing up next. Hey fellas, back again with Mill and Jug. Both these games we had this night were not pretty close to back and back. I'm actually trying to get a mission done in this one, which was spot 6 tanks before getting spotted. Unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of action on the line I chose, and I do have and this is one of those things with if you're playing a light tank, you always want to try to make sure you locate, or at least locate on the map for the artillery piece to let him know what you're going to do. A good artillery player will pay attention to where you're headed, because he knows whatever you're lighting is what he's going to have early shots on. And if you notice, the GW is moving a little bit, but he's already almost in position to fire as soon as he's loaded. He's pinging the map. He can see where I'm headed, so he has a pretty good idea of what I'm trying to do here. So I move up, and this is simply just a quick light. I'm not trying to brawl with anything here. I'm just moving up, see if I can spot anything coming down the six line for my artillery. I got 3 MO1s behind me, and I hadn't actually got spotted at this point, but if I actually had, I had an inkling that there was probably going to be some light tanks on the other side of this ridge, so hence why I'm playing back here a little further. So I'll pick up the E4. GW is waiting for him. He drops shell on him, ends up tracking him. I got 151 damage out of it, not too bad. I'm also in a position that I'm not really going to fuck with this guy. So wait till I take the shot, get his side on him, and then I move back out again. These 3 MO1s, they're here for some reason. So there's 3 ML1s against an E4. We'll see how this turns out. So back to playing a little bit more passive here. Trying to keep everything lit here in the center. Jug at this time was also yelling that, hey, there's something over there in that bush right there. Unfortunately, I didn't want to move up because of that fact, because of all the stuff that's going to be sitting on that hill. It's not going to take much to get spotted and wrecked rather quickly. So playing a little peeky pokey here. These guys are nice enough to hang out and let me shoot him on the side. Jug's simply just keeping him proxy lit for me. This is kind of the nice thing about the 2 light tanks working in a TD. Lets us do things like this. RU-251 comes around on Jug. I unfortunately don't have a shot on him, but Jug is actually backed up quite well by a number of TDs. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what he was up to right there. He was, a little bit of a YOLO right here. No, at this point, I talked about our, 3 Emils. 1, 2, 3, full health. There's 1 E4 over here. This is what bothers me. So I shouldn't have to do this as a light tank, but I also want the game to progress, right? To win the game has to progress. And in this situation where there's 1 tank totally by himself, with a chance to screw him up, with 4 tanks here, it's time to push. Come over, get the E4 to churn. The other Emils kind of, whatever. And it's amazing how well these guys all of a sudden become rather brave with this E4. I'm not sure why. That Emil, I don't know if he missed the Jagdpanzer 100 or what, but yeah, driving over the hill into the Jagdpanzer 100 and the T-28 Proto, not the brightest idea. Now, I talked about earlier with light tanks. Like I said, you'll see me playing back here a little bit much. Between me and Jug, we're the only light tanks on the team right now, and we need to be literally as much as possible keep alive. I could be rather reckless here and charge down the 28 and kill him, whatever, and I might get wrecked, so I don't do it. I do finally spot the 54 lightweight and get him to pull back. I do get some decent damage out of him. So now we have the 54 lightweight. We also have 3 TDs back here. So I start pinging the map. I know there's a Skoda over here. I know there's an SU-101 over here. My job, once again, find them, light them. That 54 lightweight over there is literally just sitting over there, proxy spotting them for these guys on the hill. So pull up, not sitting in a bush, but making a difference here. You notice that right away, Mill just nails his ass because I pinged the map, told Mill where I was going, and he was ready to fire. So off we go. Earlier in the game, I also talked about there's no point in going someplace when you don't have something covering you. So you'll see me pull over here, and I'm waiting, right? I had Charioteer, Foshby, and the Wheezy 111 coming here, and letting them get into position for us to start moving in on these guys. There's Fast. The Skoda comes over. He's actually kind of interesting that he actually goes after me, being that I'm the full health tank and not taking on Jug, who is the low health tank. So Fast comes over, ends up killing him. I get Fast. Kind of an interesting play. Wasn't quite sure about that, but those 2 are dead. Worked out well. See how you notice how I waited for my teammates to show up to cover me, to provide support. I didn't throw my tank away, so now I'm back off again here, out in front, providing that view range, the sight range for these TDs, so they have something to shoot. Obviously, Artie's not back here. Leaves him in one other possible position, which would be there he is. Pull up, miss the 261. Chunky Monkey gets wrecked here by that charioteer. I get a little bit of damage, more spotting damage than anything. Back up on the Jagdpanzer 100. Switch to premium shells, make sure I can actually pen him if I have to from the front. Nail him in the back. Get the critical hit. Get the damage. Get the glory and the money. So hopefully, you know, I'm kind of rambling on as I'm making these videos, but I hope you're kind of understanding as a light tank what your job is and what you need to do to succeed as a light tank. You know, the problem with light tanks is you see a lot of what they're doing is doing a little bit of damage, doing a little bit of spotting, and they die, and that doesn't do you any good later in game. Don't get me wrong, I still on occasion do this where I die, you know, relatively mid game, but light tanks really become important late game, especially if it's a tight game, and staying alive as long as you can in a light tank obviously is going to help you win more games. So hope you guys get a little bit of idea how to play this RU-251 light tanks in general, a couple different maps. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be posting more videos soon. Thanks.